Here we go. 5, 4. You like your new shoe? Stylish. It's the biggest thing. All right. And good morning. Take 2. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Central Texas, where we think more expansively, love more completely, and live more joyously. Funny cars today only. No. Sunday. I know he gets that right. Never mind. I was saying you got the reference, and you said, "Huh?" Okay.
Sorry.
It wasn't music. It was bad commercials from back in the day.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, let's start by saying our opening affirmation. Have we started yet? Is this thing on? Does that look like me? Can you check Facebook too, or we're working all angles here. Can you hear it? I guess is the other question. Let's say our opening affirmation on top of page 4 together, to come together in consciousness and set the tone for this morning. And it says, we believe that there is an infinite power and wisdom that creates everything. We are expressions of the same power and wisdom. The thoughts, beliefs, and expectations we entertain with the most energy become our experience of life. When we change our energy and our attention, our experience changes to match. All right, and we have no birthdays on the list. Anybody having a birthday today or this week? Now, there's a lot of people that have a birthday today and this week, but they just don't happen to be here. So, today we are celebrating the birth of Confucius, wise dude, Ed Sullivan, who helped us all learn about things, Coco Taylor, the blues aficionado, Johnny Mathis, the smooth one, Bridget Bardot. Yeah, did you get that one? No. Pretenders. I'm sorry. We have a contest going. Let's see who can stump Rush. All right. Ben E. King, who stood by you, and Moon Unit Zappa. Yeah. All right. We are starting our next book study, and this one, out of all the stuff we do, we typically do a more spiritual book that Holmes or Dennis Merritt Jones or David Walker or Rumi or something like that. This one is a departure. It is about neuroscience, but also about Buddhism, and it's about how Buddhism is catching up to, or neuroscience is catching up to Buddhism. I should say one was around first, and it is a very easy read, but it is very challenging subject matter, because part of what the deal is you're not who you think you are. You're actually not anybody. So, and it's a challenging concept, and I have not finished the book, but I'm about halfway through, and I invite you to join in. If you can't do Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on Zoom, there's a couple of copies of the book. Get it and challenge yourself. I think it's a good thing to look at what are some of our preconceived notions. And yes, what?
Would you call it pseudoscience?
Pseudoscience. I might. I think you just did. All right. Anyway, and that'll be on a love offering basis. But if you can find it on Amazon, you can take a picture of the cover, or there's a copy over there. I think it's with tax. I think it's going to be just say $20 for round numbers. All right. So now I invite Glenda to come up and do an opening reading and treatment. Yay! Back from the continent. Back on the continent.
Back on the continent. All right. From, of course, Science of Mind magazine. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin says, "We are one. After all, you and I, together we suffer, together exist, and forever will recreate one another." Ernest Holmes says, "The presence of spirit within you blesses everyone you meet, tends to heal everything you touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone you contact. Therefore, you are a blessing to yourself, to humankind, and to the day in which you live. You are a blessing." So let's just take a moment to be still and to know the blessings of life are right here, right now, within each and every one of us. We are those unique expressions of the divine intelligence, the divine love, the divine actions. All that is right here, right now, in each and every one of us. And we all touch each other. We all connect with each other. Whether we know it or not, consciously or unconsciously, we are one family, one world, one love. And so as we open our hearts to that, open our minds to that, we experience life in all its possibilities. As we keep expanding and growing and becoming and joining in this thing called life. And so I know today too that here in this community of oneness, wholeness, that today everything is in divine right order. YouTube, each and every one of us being in our places, the music, the messages, it's all been orchestrated for each and every one of us to take hold of and to share whatever it is you came here to get. It is here. It is within you. It is now. And so with this blessing, we just give thanks. We are grateful for all that we are, all that we are becoming, and all that is. And so it is now.
So it is now. Thank you.
Shawnee is blessing us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I walk in here and I have a huge smile on my face, and I leave here and I have a huge smile on my face, and I'm really grateful for that. I have a brand new song that I wanted to play. I got to go to, I visited my sweetie in Baltimore last week, and we took a little trip to Ocean City, Maryland, where he used to go on vacations as a kid. And we went to the Plim Plaza Hotel, and it was the worst hot tub experience of my life. Like, just lukewarm. It's like, who knows when this has last been cleaned. Like sinkholes in the floorboards, like all of that stuff. But when you're with the right person, you don't care. If you have good company, we had a blast. We had a really, really great time. And we sat in our hotel room with the floor was so slanted that under the door, it was like flush on this side, and then there was about a 2-inch gap, like on the other side of the door. Someone could like literally reach a hand in there. Anyway, it was a blast. So, attitude is everything, of course, and love is everything, is always the message here. So I channeled my John Prine for this, and it's called Shades of Saffron. I wrote this with Waylon Nash. I get the name out there, yeah. soaking in a lukewarm tub, half afraid when I look up I'll see 7 shades of saffron. There's nothing wrong with yellow hues, depending where you find the clues. Not the place you're trying to get your bath on. You only get to play the hand you're given. So take your time and talk it up to living. The elevator hardly slows before you're where you're meant to go. The staircase hides until you're on the way down. Strolling down the old boardwalk, colorful as sidewalk chalk. Kaleidoscopic hearts can never stay down. You only get to shake the hand you're given. So make your mind and chalk it up to living. Lying on an unmade bed, stories from the Bible read, drinking wine and thinking about religion, staring at the peeling paint, feeling like a beach bum saint, trying to move the dial just a smidgen. You only get to wave the hand you're given. So say goodbye and hope that we're forgiven. Coffee from a lukewarm cup, half afraid it's looking up, feeling like I'm 7 shades of saffron. Pull the curtains open wide, let the clamshells peek inside, ponder how to fit my better half on. Living life in 7 shades of saffron. Thank you.
Thank you. Yay. Yay. I like your lyrical progression of the hand dealt and the hand given and the hand waving. And that's very, very well played. Yeah. All right. There was a study done recently, and they studied all the different martial arts, and what they found was that karaoke inflicted the most pain. Can I get a hell yeah on that? All right. This morning we are going to continue but also conclude our Back to School series that we have started this month. And we started off by reminding ourselves that our entire life is one big, long learning experience. We're always moving from one classroom to another because we learn as we go, and we continue that learning for our entire life. Also realize that everyone is our teacher as long as we remain teachable. And then last week we looked at building and maintaining and living from a paradigm that there is always a way, no matter what appearances may appear to be. There's always a way around and through and beyond whatever comes before us. Always a way when we do the things and we spend time focusing on the things and we keep ourselves present and aware and open to possibilities. Which leads us to today, where we will ask ourselves one of the perennial questions. And I use the word perennial to imply that, like a lot of questions, as we come back and ask the same question, we will yield a new level of awareness and understanding. Because we return to contemplate the same question, but we return to that contemplation with a new landscape of thought and understanding. And we have to remember that in an infinite universe, there is never a final answer. There's only different, greater levels of clarity about any subject. Just like in science, and this teaching is called the science of mind, just like in science, the answer that works, that's revealed now, with this level of understanding, is always subject to revision as we graduate to new, more expansive levels of awareness and understanding. So the science is never settled, as some like to say. Just like our life is never done. There comes a point when we are complete with this vehicle that we are using to move around on this plane, and what we are, who we are, continues on beyond the confines of this bag of bones. Just as our ability to do things is subject to more expansive expressions as we grow in our capabilities in any area of our life. And again, in an infinite universe, there's always more for us to reveal, more for us to understand, more for us to engage, enjoy, and share. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, shares, the sequence of cause and effect is, first, pure intelligence. Next, an inner movement of this pure intelligence as an idea, and then the movement of the idea upon substance. And that's really what I'm using as the basis for my answer to this perennial question of, is he finally going to get to it? Yes, I'm getting to it now. The perennial question of, now what? Now what? But I do reserve the right to adjust my answer as I go forward and have greater levels of understanding that come about as I ruminate on this living of life. There are so many layers to get into on this one, but I do recognize that I have some time constraint because we all want to eat lunch today. Yes? Everybody in favor of having a repast? So there is some constraint there. But the bigger answer to this question of now what is that we engage whatever this moment is, whatever is available to us in this moment, we engage it by what we're keeping, what we believe is available to us. We engage it from the current level of awareness and understanding and capabilities. And if we start looking around, and we look around, we start paying attention to how infinite life is in all the different ways it shows up. And we starting to perceive and understand that there is a lot available to us all the time. Even when it doesn't appear to be available, there's a lot available to us. And if we start to compare all that is available and compare to that to what we believe is available to us here and now as we are, and if we find some disparity in that comparison, we remind ourselves that whatever this is simply the effect of a previous cause. Thank you. You know your lines. I appreciate you practicing. You've been practicing all week, I can tell. So if we want to expand our level of engagement, we serve ourselves and those around us best by investing our time, energy, attention, and resources into creating a new cause coming from the absolute certainty that a new effect inevitably follows that. A new level of awareness and understanding creates a new consciousness, which creates a new identity, which creates a new paradigm. And all those things are all causes to new effects. As our idea of ourself starts to expand and we understand more of all that we are, we start to reach a little further. and we dig a little deeper, and we flow a little more freely, all that expands as well. Many of us remember Henry Kissinger. I believe he does. Yeah. I love this quote. He says, "There can't be a crisis next week. My schedule is full." So, returning to this question of now what? Another version of what's next, right? But now what? Right? The eternal question. After we do something and we pay attention to our doing of that something and we reveal and realize something, we might start to choose to do something differently with that knowledge included, right? And even when we do all that growth and expansion and awareness, the question remains, now what? The answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. So, we need to open our eyes, we need to open our minds, we open our sails and catch that mighty wind. Actually, good. Yeah. Now, the answer to what's next is always the same. Whatever is next or whatever is coming after that is the effect of a cause, right? A previous or current cause. And I think when we start thinking about cause and effect, we can mistakenly work up a paradigm that there is a delayed response from cause. That's me whistling. Effect. Right? Okay. This happens, and then this happens, and then this happens over there. But the really cool thing about the way life works, as I'm beginning to understand it, and also the eternal promise of life, is that as soon as we create, or even start to contemplate to create, a new cause, the effect has already started. Man. And that's what quantum physics is beginning to show us. But you go back ancient times, back to that bit in the Bible that says, before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. Meaning it's instantaneous. And back in that day, that was their paradigm. That's okay. But our confusion around cause and effect is understandable because we observe ourselves realizing that something else is possible. We start to try and adjust things. We start to make changes to our efforts, and we start to see changes in our result. And that difference between our effort and the result seems to take some time. Why? That's a great question. The reason why is because we've observed ourselves take those efforts and create those results over time, long enough for them to be established to some level where we can say, that's the result of this effort. Okay? And so we naturally assume that it's going to take time for that result to change. Often longer than we anticipate. But again, cause and effect are happening simultaneously. As soon as you start, the change has already started. As soon as you even begin to consider starting, the change has started. And it may not be perceptible to us, but remind yourself on a metaphysical level or on a quantum level, whatever works for you, change, effect, has begun. What takes time and effort is not life responding. That's instantaneous. What takes time and effort is adjusting our mistaken beliefs and expectations about change taking time, about going through a visible process to get to change, and it not being immediate. The complete effect might take some time and effort on our part because we do have to convince ourselves that it is so. But life is responding to whatever we give it to work with in this moment. And now it's responding to whatever we give it to work with in this moment. Already responding. I'm starting to understand this on a different level as well. That life responds in this moment, got that. But life responds to even my consideration that there is another possibility to what is, which makes my imagination really more powerful and important in the consideration process. Even before the engagement or application of the idea, there is a shift that has already started. Actually, the shift has to have gone on to some degree, to some level, for some amount of time in order for me to even start to become aware that there is another possibility. Even before I can identify which direction that possibility is for me to go to it, or even before I can identify which direction this possibility is going to take me, just the existence of another possibility starts shifting everything about my approach to this now and my approach to this next moment. But it also starts shifting everything about my current experience, my current attitude, identity, and all the rest. Sean Covey, who is the child of Stephen, wrote a book, and this quote is from something he wrote. I don't know if it's from the book. It says, paradigms are like glasses. When you have incomplete paradigms about yourself or life in general, it's like wearing glasses with the wrong prescription. That lens affects how you see everything else. Our paradigm is the lens through which we view and interpret and engage and react to the world around us. So, life, the law of cause and effect, the quantum field, whatever works for you, it seems like it's a single event at a time, sequentially happening. This, then that over there. But it's always actually a process of flow, changing from this to that, changing from here to there, changing from now to then. Because whatever we believe, whatever we're working on and whatever we're working from is always in a constant state of flux and change. Now, I won't say that this was the first paradigm shift for me, certainly not in a long shot. But it also wasn't the last paradigm shift for me either, but it was one of the most significant tectonic shifts that I can point to in my life. There was a very tangible shift in my trajectory and my speed of growth. And that was my awakening about 86, 87, 88, and back in the day. That for all my searching and finding of truth, I kept finding the same messages everywhere I went, everything I studied, everything the weekend seminars to the books to all the rest of it. The languaging and the presentation was different, was unique to that version of it, but the messages were essentially the same. So I realized that it was time to move from acquisition mode. I gather, I get, I try a little bit of this, I try a little bit of that, and move into application mode. And boy, that shift and subsequent shifts magnified and accelerate into ever greater things. And it continues. See, knowledge, we think we need to go out and get knowledge so that we can understand. Yeah, that's great. But knowledge is only potential power. But it's not transformative until we actually apply it to the living of our lives, till we include it in our approach, our engagement, and our enjoyment of all that's available to us. See, we are taught, and we are also sold, that we need more knowledge. We need more awareness. We need more experience. We need more understanding. Sure, like I said, all that stuff helps, but we're going to pick it up as we go along anyway. But we already know enough. You already know enough. You already can do enough. You already are enough and aware enough and understand enough to engage whatever this is and take the next few steps. That's all. All too often, I think we mistake the power of the destination for the power of the journey to get there, and what we reveal and acquire along the way. We underestimate the transformation available to us at our current level of awareness and understanding, and so we sit around and we wait till we get more. Anybody else ever feel that? Yeah. You've done that. But here's the thing. We got it. You already have it. Affirm that with me now. I already have it. Yeah. You've got what you need. Or wherever that goes. You most certainly do. Holmes knew this because he shares with us, what we demonstrate today, tomorrow, and the next day is not as important as the tendency which our thought is taking, the dominant attitude of our mind. Raises another perennial question. What is the dominant attitude of your mind? The best way to pay attention and learn what's the dominant attitude of your mind is your spiritual practice. Okay. Doing spiritual practice is important. It's imperative. And it does get the proverbial ball rolling. But the mindset before, during, and after, or actually, let me correct this. The mindset before, during, and after everything, whether it's a spiritual practice or not, is most important. Stop trying to manifest abundance while muttering under your breath, oh, but probably not. I can only speak from personal experience that I've heard that response to affirming greater good in my life. But I'm the only one in the room, so it's okay. More transformation happens when you affirm the good and just sit and marinate in the joy of that positive change and the possibility of that change and where that change and that possibility and the greater good it will lead you to. Instead of spending that time and energy and attention and resources into analyzing the how and the when it'll show up or the likelihood it will work for you. Here's the thing. In an infinite universe, you will never know it all. No matter what your smart aleck 14-year-old and her 14-year-old says. You'll never have it all. You'll never be able to do it all. And the good news is you don't have to. You don't have to. You just need what you need when you need it and remain available to it to convince yourself enough that it's okay to move ahead the next few steps. You'll know more, you'll have a broader perspective and more capabilities as you go and you keep going. And a life-affirming and expansive mindset will do more to help you process easily and navigate easily your way through everything. So now you have all this. Now you know all this. Now you can do all this. And the song remains the same. Now what? Where do you go from here? What's next? Where do you start? The answer is quite simple, but it's also profoundly powerful. We start wherever we are. We go wherever we choose to go from here, period. And when we get there, with our new expanded understanding and awareness, with our new expanded perspective, with our new identity and paradigm, the question and the answer remains the same. Now what? We start, later on we're going to start where we are then and go wherever we choose to go from there. And the even cooler of the cool things that I've called cool things this morning is that when we do get there, or we awake anywhere along the journey to there, and we realize that we want to change or adjust our trajectory, guess what? we are completely free to do just that, to change our trajectory at any time, to go off in a completely new direction if that's what we want. Oprah Winfrey, who's also known as just Oprah, says, doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. That's all. So this week when you find yourself kind of stuck in indecision, or you find yourself spending more time considering where to go than actually going there, remind yourself and each other that in an infinite universe there are tons of possibilities available to you, and tons of possibilities available to us collectively. As long as we keep doing the things and keep thinking the things and keep focusing on the things that keep us available to them. There's no end to the possibilities from here to there, and then the further possibilities from there to wherever and whatever is next. That's a lot of open space when you start paying attention to it. That's a lot of possibility. That's a lot of experiences available to us. And the really cool thing about all this is that all that is, and all that is still yet to be, and as wonderful as it is still just barely scratching the surface of all that is available to us here, there, and everywhere. And so it is now. All right. Let's take a look at our programs. On the top of page 6 is your weekly affirmation. Also on a little card over there by the door, if that's your jam. And let's say this together. And it says, I am in this place at this time, and I go wherever I choose to go next. There are no limits to the possible paths and combinations of what is available here and next. I keep myself open and aware to the infinite and all that exists in and beyond my current perspective and understanding. All right. So let's give ourselves the gift of our good attention. Let's take maybe a deep breath or two, or close your eyes, or reposition your physical form to allow yourself to be a little bit more present, a little bit more aware, a little bit more open in this moment. And realize that greater good, greater ideas of good, greater good ideas that resonate with you and draw the best of you forth and forward are available all the time, everywhere. Whatever is or isn't going on according to preference. That infinite nature of life is right there. And we, as an individualization of life, are there to remind ourselves of its presence, of its availability, remind each other of its presence and its availability, so that we can all move forward with greater love and compassion and move on and beyond and through the limited ideas that hold us back from a deeper experience of all that life is eternally offering us. We are right here, right now in this place, just as we are, with what we know, with what we have, with what we can do, what we understand, and all the different variations of that. And we will go wherever we choose to go from here, with taking that knowledge, that understanding, those capabilities, that awareness with us for that journey from here to there and whatever is next. There are limitless possibilities and unending opportunities for greater living wherever we go. And there are limitless ways to get there and combinations of what's available here and next. We just do the things and keep practicing the practices that keep us open, that keep us curious, that keeps our imagination vividly embracing all the different possibilities that serve to get us up and out of our habitual way of doing and thinking into something more expansive and more life-affirming. As we move beyond our current level of perspective and understanding, we realize there is always more for us to expand out into, to enjoy, and to help others do the same. We love this wonderful teaching in all the ways it shows up in our lives to remind us of these spiritual principles and the spiritual practices where we can direct those principles into a more beneficial life for ourselves and add something more beneficial to the collective mix. We love this community of like-minded individuals that love and support each other in all the ways we get to do that. And we love this beautiful life and this beautiful day and this beautiful time together this morning to do just those same things and expand upon them, bringing greater enjoyment to our life and greater enjoyment to all life. We love this, gratefully accept it with deep joy and gratitude, and celebrate the changes that have begun, that continue as we take these ideas forward with us and include them in our more expansive version of the life we are living. Loving it all, we release it completely, and we know the law has already begun to provide tangible means and necessary ideas that will lead us from this good to the next good to the next, and the wonderful means and methods and capabilities to do just that. Loving it all, we release it completely and let it go as we say together. And so it is now. All right. And now we come to the time where we support this wonderful work we're doing together. We take the value we receive from the world for the value we bring to the world, and we pass that along with love and appreciation. As we do, let's say our giving affirmation in the middle of page 6, and it says, "Divine love consecrates my gifts. They go forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. They are evidence of my commitment. They do their good and perfect work and return to me multiplied abundantly." And so it is now. And now Shawnee is going to come back up and perform a couple more songs for us. Are you playing anywhere we can come see you?
I am playing, I have a little flyer on my phone, so I'll put it by the door. It's a Wonder What Wednesday show at Cracks Downstate. It's on October 8th, and I've now played 351 original songs at the series. So, still kicking.
All right.
Yeah, my guest is Elise Black, and she's wonderful. I have another new song, and I think that this is about the words that I thought of in my mind were Magic Wanda. Thought that was a fun little play on words, and as the song started coming out, I realized I think I'm kind of singing to the universe, to the higher spirit, and how oftentimes I'm like, I don't know, I don't really trust you, like, and so, yeah, this is kind of about how trying to find more trust in that, but also knowing that it's never going to turn its back on me, and I can't ever sever that connection, regardless of how much I ignore it. So this is Magic Wanda.
She's a pretty girl in a gritty world. She tries to make it better. She's a comic book. She's a second look. She's a feature double header. It's a showdown as we go down, and it could be a lifetime if we show now what we know now. Can damage be unsung? The little things and the little wings that press the air between us. It's the monument to abandonment. It's the eye that's garden date at Misselthwaite. And I'm merry, quite contrary. There's a secret swing and a reckoning. It's all extraordinary. It's a bluebell, it's a night spell. If I just believe in magic, it's a seashell, it's a deep well, and I'm coming up for air. I never wave hello to magic wonder. So many things are so hard to believe. I never wave hello to magic wonder, even though she'll never wave goodbye to me. Even though she'll never wave goodbye. I know she'll never wave goodbye to me. I know she'll never wave goodbye. Goodbye. She's a gritty girl in a pretty world. She tries to make it better.
Thanks. Thanks. The verse about Misselthwaite and Mary Quite Contrary is The Secret Garden. I don't think I've read the book, but there's a movie in the 90s that I liked a lot. I didn't plan my last song. I figured I would soak it up while I was listening, and wonderful talk, and I got a song ready. I've been reading a book. It's called Triggers. I can't think of who the author is, but it's about, yes, how quickly it's like something in our environment triggers us, and it's just instantaneous how we react. We get frustrated or angry or just react how we've always reacted. And so he's got this sort of list of questions and how you could ask yourself, like, reflecting on your day. Was I happy? Did I work towards my goals? Did I make progress? All this stuff. And then, maybe you had a really shitty day. You're like, of course I wasn't happy. And you kind of give your power away to your environment. And how he reframes that is, did I do my best to be happy? Did I do my best to make progress towards my goals? And so to kind of taking that accountability back to yourself for creating. So that's been really good. Been thinking about that. So this is a song called "Leaving Old Town," and I'm gonna take up some space for a couple minutes. But thank you so much for having me back again.
I'm leaving Old Town, I'm leaving everything. Won't let the sun shine, won't let the birds sing. I've got a bright star, I've got an offering. Oh, 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 oh. I'm leaving Old Town, I'm leaving home again. I can't remember how it's all supposed to end. I'll be a big girl, I'll be a better friend. Oh, 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 oh. I
Thank you so much. Yeah, October 8th, and yeah, you can screenshot my phone over there because we're in the digital age, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonny. All right. All right. And now we have moments of gratitude. I'm grateful that tomorrow is the last Monday of the month, and I'll be down at the Elephant Room 7 to 9 with 18 of my close friends on that little stage. It's an amazing feat. Barnum and Bailey would be proud. Anyway, but also grateful that we recently got to go tubing, and we were the only people on the river. It was so sweet down in New Braunfels, and it was like we didn't see we saw a couple of cows, but we didn't see a single person. And a lot of times it's like, yeah, tubing's great, but then you got to listen to whatever music they're blasting over there, or the chatter over here. It was just like a private moment, and it was for like 2.5 hours of just solitude going down the thing. Very sweet. So this is a great time of year to go out because nobody else is going. But don't go where we go. That's all good. But thank you, God, for that. Anybody else have something to share? Yes, Glenda. Mhm. And just when you think you got it, it's like you realize, oh, I got it at that level that I got it. But there's, yeah, cool. You got that. All right. Anybody else? Saw that. Uh-huh.
Got to explore and have a lot of WTF
Cool. All right. Well, you got that. All right. So let's look at opportunities for application in your life, otherwise known as homework. And how easy is it for you to navigate something? That highlights where your limited beliefs are impeding your progress. There are always new ideas and paths available right now. All right. Next week, we will start the Question It series. There's always a way. And I thought, you just said that. Well, yeah, because there always is another way. Our musician will be John Wheeler. And again, the Thursday book study, it says start soon, but it's actually starting October the 9th. So that'll give you a chance to get the book. If you can order it on Amazon, whatever, get a copy here, whatever. But like I said, even if you can't do the discussion because of timing or whatever, you can come to one. You don't have to do all of them. You can come to one, check it out, see if it resonates with you. I think it's going to be 5 because the way the book's laid out, it's 4 is not. I don't think we may get into it and say it's going to be 6 like we did with the other book. You know, we need another week here to figure this out. So it's flexible, but we'll be done before Thanksgiving. I haven't mentioned that. All right, let's say our closing affirmation on the middle of page 7 together, and we will go out and enjoy this beautiful life. And it says, I am an expression of infinite divine creative intelligence. Knowing a joyful serenity awaits my recognition and acceptance, I take this moment to deepen my understanding that I am perfect, whole, complete, and dynamic. My soul is forever established in life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. I lift my eyes to the divine in me, in those around me, and in all of life. I walk out into the world with an uplifted heart and a mind open to the infinite creativity of all life, and so it is now. All right, thank you very, very much for being here. We will see you next time, and also there is a board meeting happening after this if you are so inclined that you want to see what's happening. It's open. You're welcome to come in, and we will have a town hall meeting. It's probably going to be at the end of October. It's because of scheduling with a couple of things. So keep an eye out for that, and that'll just be an open discussion about who we are, where we are, and where we're going, kind of thing. So thank you all for being here, and have a great week.